Hi everybody, I'm Valerie Lindsley with YummyArts, and today we're going to be working on a cake that was in a Game of Thrones episode where they had a wedding and Khaleesi received a box of petrified dragon eggs. So this is the cake version of that for all you people who have die-hard Game of Thrones fans. So let's go ahead and get started. What we need is, first of all, it's a gingerbread. So just any basic recipe for gingerbread works. Doesn't have to be like heavy-duty construction because this doesn't really have any, it's not going to have to support anything. It's just four sides on a box. So just your basic gingerbread. You're going to need modeling chocolate and a little bit of fondant. Rolling pin is always good. And I have these yardsticks that I've cut in half. They're the perfect size. They're about 1/4 inch. So it's just, like I said, they're just yardsticks, and they're great for measuring my dough out. And a sharp knife, assorted little cutters and things, and you'll see why pretty soon, to cut out fondant, little decorations. It's a very ornate box, so we're going to have a lot of little doodads attached to it. So another thing you're going to need is a template. So this is based on what my cake is, and but for your own cake you want to measure, and then you'll know how big to make your gingerbread. So coming over here, you're going to need an egg mold. So this is just a regular chocolate mold that you can use to make a mold with crisp rice treats. And another thing you're going to need is your cake. Now this cake, I measured my, like I said, I measured for my template to fit so that it will just slide right in. It goes, I've measured it, and I want the sides to go on the inside, so it measures perfectly. So make sure you have the measurements of your cake, or be prepared to cut your cake down to fit your box, because once you get that box together, it's a little difficult to put it in. So the last step we'll do is slide the cake in, and then we'll finish up the box. And then you're also going to need a cake board. So okay, so let's get started, and we'll start with the first panel. And I find it's easier to decorate the panels before I assemble. Most of it you can do ahead, and then you're not trying to paint upside down or sideways or on your head or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is roll out our cookie dough. So this is the recipe I have, makes about 3 pounds of cookie dough, and that's just not, it's almost enough. I think if I had made my sides a little bit thinner, I could have maybe gotten all 4 sides out of 3 pounds. So just start with 3 pounds, and that should be good. Unfortunately, gingerbread has to sit a little bit, so this is really crumbly. Whoa, just pulled it out of the fridge. Okay, here we go. Let's get it all together so it's nice and pretty. Not making a huge mess like I can do so very well. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of get it started here. And I like to put another sheet of parchment over when I roll any of my cookies. That way I'm not adding flour to my cookies and making them tough, and it rolls out and it doesn't stick, and it just makes things a whole lot easier. So just start working your dough, kind of get it in a rough rectangle. And the cool part about this box cake is that your gingerbread does not have to be perfect. It can be bumpy and lumpy for the most part, as far as getting having texture on the sides. And also when I bake it for 10 minutes or so, and then I pull it out, and then if it's not really stiff and hard, I put it back in the oven at a really low temp and kind of let it dry out. You want it to be as hard as you can get it, but without making it inedible, of course, because you can burn it. But people will eat this. People think, oh, you're not going to eat it, you're just going to, I want to do this. Okay, here we go.